Some of you may be familiar with my video response to the amazing atheist and his question, why do atheists talk about religion? At the time, I was just sufficiently annoyed at the guy to take the time to respond. Well, that was a year ago. Over that year, my video thread has attracted some varied comment, and I thank you all for sharing your thoughts. But there was one last month that sort of spoke to the meat of my original comment about atheism. And that is, how do young atheist families raise their children in a non-religious environment? So what's wrong with this? What can a family do that wants to shield their children from the evils of... Can we not just form a community of atheists? Well, if you haven't detected by now the ironic tongue in my cheek, then let me elucidate. I do not view atheism as the simple rejection of the idea of an almighty deity, creator of the universe and granter of pardons for his sins. No, my friends. I view atheism as the general rejection of religion, meaning an organizing concept that only allows participation for those with a common set of beliefs. However, you might say, we just don't believe in God. What's wrong with forming a group of like-minded people so that we can live in peace? Wait a minute, hold that thought. Atheism might be defined as the conviction one has that there is no God, that God does not exist. And that's really it. So, is that enough intellectual commitment upon which to base a belief system and rules for a whole community? I don't think so. There are a number of near-universal concepts that come down to us over the centuries of human civilization that we have inherited and incorporated into our societies. That is, murder is wrong, that theft is wrong, that lying is wrong. The vast majority of us can agree on these big ones, but what about the others? Let us suppose a fictitious group of folks who refer to themselves as atheists, but as a group they lean more towards the ideal that charity is a bad thing, that it inhibits the growth of an individual by making life too easy. They do not support publicly funded welfare, for example. Now here comes our young atheist family moving into the neighborhood, only they are on income assistance. They want to raise their children as good atheists, so they join the local congregation. However, due to their economic condition, they are rejected by the group. They aren't allowed to enter their children into the local atheist school. In short, because of some differences that they have with other atheists, they are excluded. Now, the young atheist family is offered enrollment for their children in a school run by a Christian group. These Christians don't require conversion to their beliefs. They just believe in charity and want to assist the family. So what is our hypothetical young family to do? I guess they cannot possibly raise their children as good atheists, you know. Their kids are going to a Christian school and all. So are the children of our fictitious couple doomed due to the contaminating influence of their classmates? Have I described the actions of a good atheist group? Should the family reject the help of the Christian group due to their beliefs? This young couple seems to have very little in common with this particular atheist group that we're supposing here. Other than, of course, their non-belief in God. They do find some acceptance, however, from the Christian group that we've supposed. All they have to do is tolerate their belief system, and they can get education for their children. But does this stop the young couple from raising their kids as they like and thinking what they like? Obviously not. All we see here is a family caught between two groups, one that rejects them and one that accepts them. They can still think for themselves. They can still tell their kids that the Bible is just a set of stories and that there is no God in the sky. What's to stop them? It's that simple, really. The only advantage that I can see for the couple to belong to this atheist group is so that they can say with confidence that they will not be confronted with issues related to Christian belief. In brief, an atheist is an atheist not because he or she believes in the same thing as other atheists, but that they have the courage to think for themselves. That is the unifying concept. Free thought. Why remove your children from people with views that do not agree with your own? Ultimately, this will not contribute to a well-rounded view of the world in which we live, which does include people with religious beliefs. Well, my advice here. Just tolerate their nonsense. We all have to tolerate each other's quirks. Tolerance, my friends, will keep the world from blowing up. And maybe we should make that our organizing principle. What do you think?